Alright, what's up guys? Gonna do something a little different. I had a request to do the Beamer first this week, so that's what I'm gonna do. Gonna use my Road Atlanta setup because they're just similar tracks, a lot of elevation change, and with those elevation change there's also turns at the same time. So kind of similar tracks in that sense. So that set'll probably be the closest to a nice baseline before we start running some laps. And this week I'm really going back to just making sure I drive within the car's limits. Really take it easy getting up to speed. I just really want to drive within the car's limits because then I can, you're more in tune with the car when you're driving with the car as opposed to forcing the car to do stuff it doesn't want to do. And makes tuning a car harder in my opinion. Love this track by the way. The fun track. I love all these kind of natural terrain tracks. Nice, I'll go all the way down to them. This is my favorite version of the track right here. It's awesome. I don't understand why they do that little short ass turn up there. Where they were passing right there. It's such a lame corner to me. Should always go down to them there in my opinion. Really just dumped on the throttle there. The back tires broke loose a little bit. Go back down to second through here. Down to third. Wait for the car to rotate. Get back on the gas. Start trying to figure out how to brake at the blue billboard first. It's a little too early, but usually better to be too early on your braking marker than too late. Fourth gear off the gas, apex back on the gas, off the gas, apex back on the gas. I'll dab at the brakes. Not sure if I should go to fourth or not. Maybe, not sure yet. Start looking for a brake marker here. Right now it's just before that orange cone. Eventually it might be at the orange cone. That's probably second gear coming out of there instead of first like I just did.
31.94.
Alright, start trail braking down to fourth, third. Yep, gonna need to go down to second. Kind of in between gears there, probably stay in third. Just try and keep that car as close as I can to that yellow line on the left. I'm gonna brake at the green billboard. It's a little bit closer to where I think the actual braking mark will be. keep it in 5th this time. That's the way to go. Just before the, broke just before the orange cone. Went back to 1st again. I'll have to try that with 2nd next time around. Something I don't like about the traction control, if it breaks loose and you try and upshift, it won't always upshift. It's kind of annoying. Wonder if that's an actual real problem in real traction control cars, or they have it all figured out into the code or whatever they use to manage the traction control. So again, back down to 2nd. Kind of miss apex. All the way up to 4th, and we'll go back down to 3rd, trying to hug the inside. Just waiting to get back on the gas. Again, gonna brake at the green billboard. Looks like it can brake just a little bit beyond that. Ooh, alright. I was actually surprised. I was kind of close to saving that. Usually with the Beamer, once it gets sideways, it's gone. But that was just driver error. But just give me a second, guys, because actually, like, my gas pedals, my shoes getting. I don't know if you could hear a little squeak in the video, but almost like my gas pedal has glue on it. So I'm just cleaning it off real quick. And I'm gonna clean off the bottom of my shoe. It's like sticking to the gas pedal. Bottom of my shoe sticking to the surface of the gas pedal. I don't know why. Alright, let's see if that's better. Yeah, it's better. I don't want to do anything to the car yet, because I really haven't even ran enough laps. Unfortunately, I made that mistake. That's kind of good I did, because my foot was really bugging me. I like to be able to slide my foot around the gas pedal since I right foot brake, so it helps me position my foot when I get into braking zones if I can slide it, but if I can't slide it, messes up my flow. So I'm gonna brake in between the green and the red. I think that's pretty much my braking marker for that corner. Try and brake at the cone. I'm gonna keep it in 2nd gear. Yep, that's the way to go, 2nd gear. Alright, so now I pretty much got my gearing figured out for the track. At least what gear I want to be in what corner. Have to go into 4th there just for a second, then basically as soon as you go into 4th you come back out of it.
30.07.
Only fault I'm really finding this setup right now is that kink right there. I'm not, I want to get through there faster. I want the car to turn more through there. Other than that, the car feels pretty doggone good. We'll run a couple more laps.
30.14.
Keep it in third, you hit the rev limiter. Just barely, so I think going to fourth is the way to go. .97. Check this corner, it's just real nice, easy trail braking.
29.61.
Just keep this car as far over here left as you can. Like clip that right there. And that'll give you a good run through there. I had the wrong gear, but I was more trying to show you guys the line. So make sure you get all the way over to the left there so you get a good entry into the next corner.
30.57.
An important thing for that right-hander is the little crest there, and so I like to wait till the rear end of the car actually comes over that crest before I get back on the throttle again. If you try and get on the throttle before that, rear end, as you're going over the crest, will want to break loose. So one of the situations where you kind of, you know, the car and you and the track all work together. Just get on the gas right as you're coming down the crest of that hill. I'm trying to explain next time through there. Seems like a tighter line through there is a little bit quicker. That double apex hairpin I'm talking about. Right there. So I'm coming over the crest, it settles right there and I get on the gas.
Keep coming.
I really like this setup. I'm maybe just thinking about experimenting with the springs if I can.
29.95.
Man, I can only imagine what that corner is like in real life. Alright, all those G-forces, car just buckling down to the ground. Tires are looking pretty good. Nice solid contact patches after a couple laps. Pretty even wear back and front. So I'll probably leave that alone. Now, I can. So I will. And I just lower the front spring, right? Did lower the car. 2 millimeters. One millimeter. Alright, so I'm just going to do a little bit of softer springs in the front. See if that gives me just a little bit more overall oversteer, because when you have those softer springs in the front, the spring's going to want to compress more. So it's going to transfer more
Up,
weight
one off
to the
course,
front.
one off
Under
course.
braking, it's not going to transfer as much weight to the rear when under acceleration. So overall, more weight is going to be on the front tires longer, which means it just gives the car more oversteer. Because you have more weight in the front. It has more grip in the front than it did before. Because like corners like here, I was noticing the car was kind of just being a little bit on the understeery side, so. See how she fares.
Left side. Clear, clear.
So far it feels pretty good. But that's just one lap, and you don't ever want to, you know, really base anything off just the first lap, because especially if you just went out on track for the first time with that car for that week, previous run, because the car's always going to feel better. So you definitely want to put in a, you know, ideally as many laps as you did before. Really see how the car feels over the course of a run. You can make a better judgment if you should keep the setup change or not. One spot lowering the front springs in theory could hurt me is all this high speed stuff, because when you have softer front springs, when the aero pushes down the front end actually gives more, and so you have your downforce has a little bit less effect than it would before if it had those springs resisting it. Resisting that pushing down with stiffer springs, you get a little bit better grip that way, but I don't know if that's even affecting me in this current situation right now. That's just something to think about when you soften the rears or any spring. It'll give you more mechanical grip to a certain point, but it'll also take away your aerodynamic grip at a certain point. Trick is just finding the sweet spot between those two for any given track, any given week.
29.57.
Thank you, bud.
One on the right side. Clear. .63.
Shout out to Tom for being a gentleman. It definitely went the right way with the spring change. Car's just rotating a lot better now. Especially through the middle of the corner. It's really rotating well and, you know, staying on line, not pushing out. It's not bad through there either, it's a little bit better. Just gonna go through the corners where I was having trouble before. It's behaving a little bit better now. So after this little left-hander to the right-hander, I was having a little bit of trouble with the car turning right here. Now it does it much nicer. I can get on the gas that much quicker. Then for this left-hander up here, I just wasn't able to quite carry as much speed through there as I can now. Front end really stays with me. Just carry that much more speed through the corner.
.47.
Alright guys, I really like this set. I think that's all I needed to do this week was just change that one spring setup.
29.4.
Nice stable setup. Really fun to drive too. It's such a fun track. Wow, I think I just realized how much fuel I have in this car. I don't think I've driven this since a 70-minute race, and I just realized I think I have 70 minutes of fuel on it. It's kind of exciting. I think I found another adjustment change we can make, guys. Alright, let's see what we got going on here fuel-wise. Yep, full tank. Alright, first I'm going to save this. As soon as I can remember what this track's called. Alright. Save that and grab another setup that was just like a 30-minute setup just to get a fuel number. You guys all know how good I am at fuel calculations. Alright, so 70 liters. Go back to my other setup I just saved. Bring that down to 70. And what you're going to see is all these ride heights are going up. So let's cancel it. See what they're at first. 60.7, 45.7, 60.7, 45.7. $60.7, 45.7. Let's go with, usually I have too much fuel, so let's go one click less. So it's 60.7 and 45.7. See if we can go down here. We can. Go. So what I'm doing, when you increase the spring perch, you're basically tucking the suspension higher up into the chassis, and it lowers the car. I'm gonna do the same thing for back here until we get back to those ride heights we had before, which was roughly 60.7. So there we go. Like 45.7, and actually let's see, why not? Bring it one more lower. Alright, so we brought it down about, I don't know, 0.5 millimeter in the front and rear. So, now we just lost, how much weight was that? 18.12. So that's like 90 plus pounds weight difference. Shoot, what was it? 18.2. Back to back. There we go. Alright, apply that. Now let's go see what kind of times we can run. Another nice little surprise. I'm hoping I don't have to do anything to the setup and it just is still nice and balanced, but when you do take out 90 pounds out of the cart, more more than often will change the feel of the car. But I don't think it has quite the effect it does on cars that have fuel in the nose. I think when you take weight out or fuel out of those, they have a bigger effect than cars like this. Which I'm not sure where this gas tank is, but if I had to guess, I would guess it's like right behind the driver, as low as possible. Which is closer to the center of chassis, so it'll have less effect on handling of the car. And right now it feels exactly the same. I think I'm just getting better acceleration. So I got less mass in the car.
.2.
Nice little drift out of there.
.27.
That was really nice through there. Nice and smooth. Yeah, car feels great. Yeah, see right there, I went to upshift and it didn't upshift, so I had to double upshift. The traction control was kicking in. Yep, this set's gonna be alright, guys. I think you're gonna enjoy this week.
.91.
That was a nice lap.
29.02.
This thing is hooked up. I watch my throttle inputs, especially going over the crest of hills, how gradual I am with it to really, you know, work up to that full throttle. So you just don't want to stab on the gas, you really want to work into it. Especially when you're going over those crests. This corner is a corner I wrote. Not so much that lap, but a couple other laps, you know, really ease into the gas through that double apex hairpin. That's a good lap.
28.81.
That's a nice thing about this set.
Right.
It feels like it keeps getting faster and faster. Definitely not falling off. I didn't shift there. You can tell I'm approaching things better this week just by how much more consistent my lap times are. That's a good sign if you're overdriving the car. If you just got, you know, big swings in your lap time, lap from lap, then you're overdriving the car. That's what I was doing all week last week. It's like that time I really took my time to get in the throttle, but that's, I mean, the fastest way to do it. Just, I mean, taking your time. Just completely missed my turn in there. Alright. Call it. Bring it into pits this lap. That's the setup for the week. I'm glad I found that, noticed that fuel glitch I did. I didn't even look if this was a 30-minute or... I better check that real quick. Hold on, I'll be right back. I'm gonna see if this is a 70-minute race or 30-minute race. Can you guys? Yeah, you can still hear me. I'm just tabbed out. I'm going into the forums real quick. Wouldn't that be funny if it's a 70-minute race? And it's 30 minutes. All right, cool. All right, guys. Do that one thing we always got to do before we exit out. That is save the setup. Oh no. Was I running my Road Atlanta setup? Yeesh. So I was running. Let me do something. We'll save this as Sonoma alternate. Let's see what the difference. I think the only difference between these two setups is these springs are down to. I don't know. Let's see here. Okay, so let's. I already did save this. Let's open up the other one. 162, 145, 186, 2, 9, 11, 8. My setup. I don't get that. Because I started with the Road Atlanta setup, which had the springs up here. But the setup I thought I was just driving was the Road Atlanta setup, but it still had the springs low. Like they automatically change. Like nothing's different. So this will become my... I don't know. Messed up and got lucky. I'll take it. I ain't gonna analyze it. This is gonna be my reset. And the springs are exactly the same as I would... It's the exact same set that I was just driving, even though it said it was a variation at Road Atlanta. Alright, cool. Alright guys, see you in the race.